Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the how to configure the RIP. Okay, so for that we can go. Okay, 172 dot. Okay, 10 is also fine. 10, 11 that we can use. Okay, is it fine now? Because in the for the description purpose, for the that I use this one. Okay, 10 1 10 2. Okay, just let me do that. 172 10. 10 dot 2 dot 1. Okay, slash 24. Both will be a slash 24. And loopback 172 dot 10 20 dot 20 dot 1 dot 1 slash 24 loopback to 172 dot 20 dot 2 dot 1 slash 24, and here we need to this is the internet, so we don't need to do anything. Here only we need to use loopback 1 172 dot 40 dot 40 dot 1 dot 1 slash 24 and loop back to 172 dot 40 dot 2 dot 1. So I'm just keeping a simple. Okay, only two network. Okay, you can keep many as much as you want, that is not an issue. So R1 R2 R3 R4 and the firewall we accessed, right? So now we start the configuration. So enable configuration terminal no IP domain lookup. Configuration terminal no IP domain lookup. Why are you using this no IP domain lookup? Any question? I believe everyone knows about that, why we are using this no IP domain lookup,
Yeah,
right?
because it's not checking that the main memo in the main memory. I mean,
The local DNS
local. Yes, correct.
interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0 IP address 192.168.1.2 and 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Interface loopback 1 IP address 172.172.10.1.1 255.255.255.0 the same time 2, and we are using 10.2.1. Then if you want to configure the dynamic routing in RIP configuration terminal, go there and do that. What is the command? Please let me know. Anyone remember the command?
Sir, which one,
About
sir?
the EHRP.
RIP. We're talking about the RIP.
RP.
IP
Okay.
routing.
No, yeah. IP routing is by default enabled into the router. If it is a L3 switch,
That's
then
the
you need to
yeah.
enable the by
Yes.
using the command IP routing. You need to enable into a multi-layer switch. But here router
Only
RIP,
one
which version? Version 2.
version one. One.
Version
Okay, one
2
to one.
by default it will take a version 1. If you are not defining the version 2, it will take automatically version 1, but we know that we will configure with the version 2. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so after that, what is the network? Which network do you want to introduce here? 192.168.1.0, correct? And again you need to configure 172.10.1.1, right? Then again 10.2.1, right?
So actually, I have one doubt, sir. Here,
Hmm.
like for here, we can configure on default routing or like
I'm in R1, Hussein, and whatever
yeah.
the network I'm having, that I just need to advertise under the RIP. First, what we did a basic configuration of the interface
Yes.
configuration IP assigned into their interface, right?
Yes.
Now whatever the network we are having in this router, that we are going to advertise. If you want to if you want to advertise a particular 192.168.1.0,
Zero.
it will not take it to 2, right? Because 2 is a IP, 0 is a network host. Okay, network.
Yes, correct.
So
Yes.
that is one option. Hit enter. Again, you can put a network. Again, you need to do a 172.10.0.0, right? Why I'm
Yes.
using 0.0? Because this is a
This is the
summarization will
host.
done.
Yes.
Summarization will be done. Okay. So
Yes.
because whenever the traffic will go by, it will check the just a two octet. So that is the reason I'm using 16/16. Okay. So that also we can do. But if you don't want to, if you want to advertise each and everything, okay, which is in your network, so that time you can do 0.0.0. I mean, whatever that address I'm having into my router, that should be advertised into routing protocol. Okay. Then, okay. So 0.0 means everything.
And
Clear?
have default routing.
Not default routing. This is just a routing.
Yes, correct,
There is
correct.
a
Sorry, sir.
multiple way to configure the routing, right? You can
Yes.
define that particular source or like particular, which network you want to advertise. Let's suppose I just wanted to advertise 172.10.1.1 into RIP. At the same time, I don't want to advertise 172.10.2. At that time, I will define one by one, right? Which I want to advertise,
Yes.
that I need to put here manual. But in our case, we want to advertise whatever the network we are having, that all the network we want to advertise in the RIP, right? So instead
Yes.
of
Yes.
defining one by one, you can put 0.0.0.0. So it means all the networks should be
Advertise.
advertised into RIP. Okay. No auto summary. So auto summarization we are just disabling, right? Here, if you check, this is the configuration which I will share with you guys after the class. I will share the command so you can use that. Okay.
But Mahesh,
Hmm.
I have one question. By putting the by putting the IP like 000, advertising the 000, is it safe? Like
Is it safe?
advertising all
Is
the
it safe? Like this is the condition. If you have a 10 address in your network, okay.
yes,
If you want to advertise all the 10 with RIP, then you can go with the 0.0.0.0 instead of manual entry for all the
advertising
networks,
one by one.
right?
Yes.
If you want to advertise 9 out of 10, then you can advertise one by one.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay, okay. By just specifying the nine the 1 to 9, right?
Right.
Okay. But if you
Okay.
want to specify like if you want like advertising all of them, you can just put 000
Ah,
to make sure that you don't need to go to the list and
yes.
list them all of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Also becomes much
and
easier.
and this is not only about the RIP. This is the same way you can configure in the OSPF also, EIGRP also.
Okay, okay. I
Okay?
never did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is the another way. Okay. Now,
Yes.
now I'm going to exit from here. I'm just changing the host name of this device, so I'm just keeping as a R1. Okay. The same thing we'll do into R2. Enable configuration terminal, router RIP, uh, version 2, no auto summary, network 0.0.0.0, done. Exit. But as of now, we are not configured anything. Do so IP interface brief, or we didn't did anything like basic configuration. So first we'll do a configuration, sorry, interface first Ethernet 0 by 0, IP address 192.168.2.2, 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown. Okay. Exit network. Interface loopback 1, IP address 172.20.172.20.1.1,
One.
255.255.255.255.0. Okay. Remember, during the interface configuration, we are using /24, like /24, right?
Yes.
But while routing, in on firewall we'll use /16. Why? That I will explain you after. Okay. During that time I will explain you why you will use. Clear? So here loopback 1, here loopback 2, here 10 and 20 both we already 10 is missing here, right? 10 is not done. Correct? Here which network we have? 2.2. Enable configuration terminal, hostname R3, or we can say internet. Okay, and interface fast ethernet 0 by 0, IP address 192.168.3.3.2 and 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. Okay, exit interface loopback 1, IP address, let's suppose 1.1.1.1, 255.255.255.0. Okay, this will be our internet. Done. Here we no need to do a RIP or anything as of now because we'll do later, right? Okay, we need to check something. So in R3, remember there is no routing. We did nothing here. So instead of, if you're not doing the RIP, okay, continue, no problem. That is also fine. Router RIP network. So which network? 192.168.3.2 only they wanted to share. Okay, 255 dot not 255 3.0 network only we wanted to not a summary. Okay, 1.1 we don't, if this R3 don't want to advertise 1.1. This is the internet. Okay, so internet might not going to share their routing table. Okay, so we define the just 3.0 is a reachable for us. Okay, then R4 enable configuration terminal interface fast ethernet 0 by 0 IP address 192.168.4.2 and 255.255.255.0 and now shutdown. Exit interface done. Interface is done. So now interface loopback 1 IP address interface loopback 1 172.40.1.1 255.255.255.0 loopback 2 2.1. Okay, 2.1 done. So now show IP interface brief. So okay, 40.1, 2 and 4.2, right? So now configuration terminal router RIP network 0.0.0.0. No auto summary and uh, version 2, right? Version 2 we are using. End who is going to join now. Okay, so version 2, and after that here done. Routing is done into all the routers. Now it is a turn of firewall. So here, okay, so first we need to do show system interface question mark. So here 192.168.159.136 by default we received. Okay, that is fine. Port number 1, this is the management one. Now we need to config system interface edit port number 1, port number 2, set mode static, set allow access ping, set uh, set IP 192.168.1.1/24. Good. Sorry. Next, edit port number 3, set mode static, set allow access ping, set IP 192.168.192.168.2.1/24. Done. Next, edit port number 4, set mode static, set allow access ping, set IP 192.168.3.2/24. Okay, and service we enable, mode we enable. Okay, next edit port number 5, set mode static, set allow access ping, set network, set network, set set IP, sorry, 192.168.4.1/24. Done. End to save. So system interface, now the question mark. So all the IP has been configured here. To access that 159.136 we use 192. So that 136 will use for to access the firewall. Admin. No, not now. Later. Hide. Okay. So network interface. So whenever you do a configuration, you always do this DSCP as a manual. Okay, for the management interface first. So IP is assigned here. Ping service also enabled. Now we do that RIP configuration here. Click on the RIP. Version 2 already selected. In which network do you want? How many networks that firewall is having? 1.1 and 2.1, 3.1 and the 4.1 only, right? So 192.168.1.1 slash 24 plus second network 2.1 slash 24 3.1, that will be a 3.0 not 1. Okay, 2.0 not 2.0 1.0, because we always need to advertise the network, not IP, correct? 4.0, it will choose entire network. Fine, apply. Then now if you wanted to reach a internet, I'm just telling to the firewall. Okay, if you want to reach the internet to the firewall, that I'm just going to do the static default configuration. Okay, static route. So where is the internet destination? That device don't know. Be online, guys. Battery is getting slow. Just a minute. Okay, so so here we don't know the destination, right? 1.1.1, 2.2. Google, Facebook, anything. So I'm just telling to the my wherever you want destination and non destination, just send to which one? The next hop IP address 3.2. So 192.168.3.2. Press tab button. It is not accepting. Why? So let's see this IP is correct or not here in the network. So IP interface brief. So IP configured or not? 3.2 is configured, right? And is 3.2 is able to ping 192.168.3.1 or the, let me check the interface. 3.2 configured here, wrong IP configured, right? So that is the reason it was not accepting. So 3.1 instead of 3.2, it will be a 3.1. Okay, done. Now if you choose the static route, it will automatically select that 3.1, 168.3.1. Guys, are you getting or not? What is all clear? Please ask me to hold if required. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe so that you are getting each and everything, right? Okay. Mute yourself now. So static routing is done. Now static default is done. RIP is done here. Now check get router info routing table RIP. So how many network is learned from the RIP? 10.1, 10.2, 20.1, 40.1, 40.2, right? Clear? Because 4 4.1 is directly connected, 1.1 is directly connected, 2.1 is directly connected, 3.1 is directly connected. If you want to check that but entire table details, you can click. So here you'll get 0.0 via 192.168.3.2 to reach the internet, and 172.10 is there, 2 is there via port number 3 and 2. Okay, 172.10.1, 172.10.2. Okay, and that 20.1 via port number 3. This is showing something wrong. This is port number 2 it is using to reach the 2. Okay, this is correct, no problem. 1.0, 172.10.0 is using as a port number 3. That is wrong. Okay, that I will need to check in port number 3. We'll see later it. Okay, so now directly RIP, through RIP they learn each and everything. C means directly connected. 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, and 4 dot is directly connected. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the only confusing port number 3. Let's see what is this port number 3. Okay, this R2. So log into the R2, enable show IP interface brief. So 2.2, which is learned by this 1.0, 172.10.172.10. Here also we use 172.10 assigned, right? That is the reason it is advertised that we need to change, because 172.10 already we are using here in another router, right? R1, correct now? So whenever you configure, do slow and verify each and everything. Config system config system interface, loopback to IP address 172.20.1.20.2.1, 255.255.255.255.0. Okay, in so IP interface brief. So if you check now 21, 22. So if you come to the firewall again, and it will get different one now via port 2. Okay, so via port 3. So 172.10 is running, coming via this 10 and 20. Just a minute, 30 seconds is not there now. 10, 20, 2, 1 via port number 2, yeah, it is fine now. 1 and 2 came from port number 2, 21, 22 come from the port number 3, 40 come from the port number 5. These are directly connected network. Clear? So now my now my firewall can reach to 1.2 and 172 dot, everywhere it can reach. Okay, admin. So execute and ping from the firewall to which network? 192.168.1.2. Yeah, it is able to reach. Ping 172, execute ping 172.10.1.1. Okay, yeah, it is reaching 20.1. Sorry, 172 10.2, 10.2.1. It is reaching, right? Then after that, execute ping, loop back the second network, this one 172.20, ping 172.20.1.1. Yeah, able to reach, means it will reach to the 20.2 also. It may reach, it will reach to 192.168.2.1, 192.168.2.1. Okay, reachable. So this firewall is able to reach everywhere, correct? Say yes or no, guys. Is it able to
Yes,
reach
sir.
or no?
Yes, sir. Everything's
Okay,
fine.
that 3.2 and also ping the
Same,
internet. 1.1.1. Krishna, Oliveria.
Yes,
Okay,
Ramesh.
192.168.4.1. it is able to reach, right? 40 also. So before doing other configuration, check the reachability 40.1.1. Sorry, that type is wrong. 192.168.40 dot 192.160, no, not 172. That is a 172.40.1.1 reachable. 2.1 reachable. So my firewall is able to reach each and every location which is available into a routing table, correct? Into the firewall routing table. That's fine. Now let me try whether my router is able to ping or not to the next hop. So ping 192.168.1.1. Okay, reaching, right? So let me try whether it is able to reach the 2.1, the next hop, this one, 192.168.2.1. Okay, not reachable, right? Let me see to how to, this is the troubleshooting part which I'm trying to explain you guys. So packet capture option is there. The packet is coming from where? Packet will come from port number 2 and it will go via port number 3, right? So select the port number 2. It will go via port number, just a minute. If that other is, just a minute. Yeah, host, port, VLAN. If you know the protocol, you can mention. Otherwise, if you don't know, you just mention the which is coming, who is coming. So 192.168.1.2 will come. 192.168.1.2 is a source. This will be a source, right? 192.168.1.2 want to access 2.1 via which port? By using the port number 2. So we selected the port number 2. We selected the our gateway, like that our, sorry, the source IP. Okay, if you know about the protocol like 80.113, so you can use the ICMP's work under the port number 1. So you can use the port number 1 also. Run. There is zero packet. Now ask your user to initiate the packet, initiate the traffic. So this R1. R1 is again trying to access. This packet is coming. No. Here you need to run the start. Again ask to your that guy to initiate the traffic. Initiated. There is a one packet received, right? One packet received, third packet received. Now if you want to stop, stop. So what I'm trying to explain you here, this is bit troubleshooting, okay? Whenever that user is telling that I am not getting response, I'm not able to get the reply, right? So 1.1 is there. What is this continue ping request only? There is no reply, right, from the destination. 2.1 is continuously sending the ping, but there is a no response from the who is the destination. 2.1 is a destination, but there is a no, not 2.1. Who is the destination? 2.1. So 2.1 here, 192.168. Who is the source? 1.2. Destination 2.1. Which protocol? ICMP. Okay. So ping is sending. So only ping request, but there is a no reply from the 2.1, right? So that is also one reason key that in second side your policy is available or not. You need to check. So for which you need to check 2.1. Go to your device, check the policies there. By the way, there is no policy. Okay, so we need to create a policy first. If you want to check 192.168, how to verify whether the policy is available or not for the particular source or the particular destination. So click on the policy lookup. Okay, policy lookup. These are the interview question. Okay, so don't be take it lightly. So TCP, and what is the IP? 192.168.1.1. What is the IP? 192.168.1.2. So 1.2, and destination is 192.168.2.2. Destination is 2.2. 2.1, sorry. The 2.1 is the destination, right? So destination port, if you don't know, leave it. This is all the optional. Search destination port. You can use anything. So policy lookup, it is saying there is no policy. Okay. So like that, you need to verify the policy is available or not. So okay, by default there is an implicit deny policy, as you all know. So for that we need to establish a, create a policy. So for that first we need to go to system feature visibility, and we need to enable what? Multi interface policy apply, and go to that again, the policy and object, firewall policy. You need to create a policy. So all to all, I'm just giving the name all to all. Port number 2, 3, 4, 5 packet will come via this one. 2, 3, 4, 5 packet will go via this one. Source will be all. Destination will be all. Anywhere they can go, anytime they can go, and service, any service they can access anytime. So what is the meaning of this? I'm just giving the name, okay, for the identification purpose. So packet will the request will come from port number 2, 3, 4, 5. Request will come from this port. Request can go via this port also. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. All, always all. Okay, done. Except netting is not required. If you want to keep, that is not a big deal. Okay, okay. Now if you want to establish the communication, you can do that. Done. Now it is able to reach, right? So in the same way, 3 can reach, 4 can reach, ping 192.168.2.2 able to reach, and 172.10 dot, if you want to reach 172 dot, leave it here in R4. We'll try. This is an internet, okay? So enable ping. So 172.10.1.1. Is it able to ping? Yes, it's able to ping. Okay. So like this, you need to configure. Okay. Now from R1, ping to where 192.168.2.2 by becoming a source, which who will ping 172.10.1.1 will ping to 192.168.2.2. Source will 172.10.1.1. So who is the source here? 10.1, like 10.1.1. Who is the destination here? 2.2. So I'm giving command to this my router ping 192.168.2.2 and make it a source like a 10.1.1. Able to ping? Yeah. So this is the way how you're going to configure the static routing. Okay. Sorry, RIP. Is it clear? To verify this routing, go to the status and network. Here you can verify each and everything. How many networks are there in any network, and that here also you can do routing. You can use, if it is not available, go to the routing monitor, and here you can select static routing, dynamic routing. So I just wanted to check static and dynamic both. So how many networks come from the RIP? That is RI showing as RIP. What is the directly connected? This showing is the directly connected. Clear? Any question? Any question?
No question. Just practice and see if things they go well.
Obviously it will go well. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I have one thing, Mahesh.
Yeah.
You know the setup that we did.
Hmm.
I'm having too much problem because the fire. I don't know if it's the memory of my computer. Because the firewall now does not open, so it takes long. The last time I think I did with Hussein, right?
No, I was
Is Hussein
connected
here?
last time with you, right? I only connected in the
Yes, yes.
last 2 days before in the night.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm having a lot of struggle, like in terms not in terms of configuration, but in terms of the lab, like to open the firewall itself. It's stuck.
So you're using the lab which I shared with you, or you are trying to create your own?
No, I'm trying to create from the scratch, from zero,
No
because
problem, no
what
problem.
I'm trying to do is now, Mahesh, I don't want to use something that's already exist. You
Got it, got
understand?
it, got
So I
it.
want to use something from zero. So
Okay,
to make sure that I understand very well. So once I already know how to implement them, then I can use the other labs.
okay. So then do
You
one thing.
understand? Mhm.
Post this, we'll discuss. Be online, huh? Let me stop the
Yeah, yeah,
recording
yeah, yeah.
first. So here
Okay,
RIP
okay.
is done, right? And in the same time, we are having another option. Which option? So RIP is done here. RIP done. Okay. Okay. CLI. GY we done. In the CLI, it is pending, right? So in the CLI, let me delete the RIP here. Okay. Whatever the configuration I have been done in the RIP, let me delete this. fine. Okay, now there is a no RIP. If you check in the network, there is a no RIP. Even the if you check here, wait for the 30 second, get router info, routing table details. Then wait for the 30 second. Okay, 20, 30. Wait for some time. The routing table will remove automatically. Okay, let me check once again. Sometime it is taking more than a, if you remove also it will come automatically sometime. Okay, so no problem. There is nothing. Apply, 2 time apply, 3 time apply. Now again check. Still RIPs exist. No, it is showing, but it cannot ping now. Okay, so ping, execute ping 192.168 dot. What is the network? Not 192.168. 172.10.11. 172.10.1.1. It is still reachable. What happened? Just a minute. Okay, this is our virtual piece, virtual lab. So might be it is after delete also it is coming. Okay, so don't need to worry about this. What you need to do, you need to just assume there is we want to configure RIP by CLI. Okay, so what is the command to configure the CLI mode in the RIP configuration to the CLI mode? So this is the command. So config router RIP. If you want to configure RIP, you need to use RIP. If you want to use OSPF, you need to use this OSPF. Okay. Then config network edit one first entry. That set prefix network is known as a prefix here. Okay. So here config network, config network. If it is not accepting here, we can go to our, just a minute. Yeah, config router RIP. So get router info, routing table RIP. Still it is exist. Don't know why it is coming. Anyway, config network, config router RIP. Okay. Then if you don't know, you can use this command. Okay. That question mark or the so. Okay. So how to configure that after that you know very well, right? It is showing everything. Config router RIP, that we already use that command. Config network. Okay. Config network. Which network? Config network. Edit one. Okay. Config edit one. And what is the command? Set this the set prefix, right? Set prefix 192.168.192.168. Just a minute, guys. 192.168 dot what, sorry, the directly connected network only we need to do 1 dot 2 dot 3 dot and 4 dot. So 1.0/24. Okay, next edit 2 again, set prefix 192.168.2.0/24. Next edit 3, again same thing, 3.0, 4, 4.0. Okay, then now you can save by using the end. Okay, so again if you refresh to this one, RIP is not showing here, but if you refresh it, it will come now. It come now 1.0, 2.0. Okay, 3.0 we miss, I think, so we can use manually, no problem. So like that, you need to configure the your RIP by using the CLI. Clear? So now network. Okay. One interface. How many interface we are using here in the policy? Four interface, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Using 2, 3, 4, 5, correct now? For the receive and the send. Guys, please respond. So under this, by default, this is
Sorry,
a
sir. Actually, my side is like noise is coming. That's the reason
okay,
I'm
okay,
not
no
able.
problem, no problem. Okay, okay. So here, this interface is a part of single policy, a single policy. This port number 2 and 3 you can't use for other policy. Okay, like other policy you can use when you are having a different subnet, but you can't use in a multiple way. Multiple way means this is an interface based policy, but you don't have a zone based policy, right? Here you can give the name RIP zone. Which interface will become a member of this? It is showing the port number, not showing, right? Not showing 2, 3, 4, 5, not showing, correct? So for that, why it is not showing? Because already that interface is using in somewhere in other policies. Okay, whether you can use a single like interface based policy, or you can use zone based. Okay, by default this is not a zone based firewall. So if you want to create a zone, you can use like that also. So for that, it is not showing now because this is the part of other policy. So we need to remove this policy. Okay, and again go to the network, go to the interface, create new zone, and here give all to all RIP interface. Okay, give the member interface. Now it will come. Okay, port number 2 is not showing. Wait a minute, where is the port number 2? Port number 2 zone 3456. Okay, leave it the port number 2. I don't know why it is or else you can check whether it is still somewhere it in use firewall policy. Error policy. It is not in use, I know, but it should show, which is not showing here. So no worry, it is on virtual. In your case, it will definitely show. Okay. So 1.1 it is showing as a ping. Fine. Okay. In case if you want to give a name, you can give here also the name. Go to the network interface zone. Create a zone. Port number port number 2 is not showing guys here in my case, but in your case it will definitely show. Okay. Port number 3, port number 4, port number 5 I used. Okay, so here I use this. I given the name RIP, just any name. Now you can create a zone based firewall policy. How? This is come now RIP, the one zone we created here. Okay, one zone we created, that under this zone that is coming under 3, 4, 5. The 2 is not showing still. Okay, no problem. Let me refresh interface. If you want to change anything in the zone, you can try to add anything. If it is still not coming, no problem. So like that you can come and firewall policy, create a policy, this time a zone based. So incoming interface will be a, here it is showing the port number 2. Now I'm using the port RIP which I using. Again source and destination I will use, and I'm using all to all. This time I'm using the zone based policy. Okay, all and the all, and accept and done. Okay, so now if you want to establish the communication from 2 is not a part now, 3, 4, 5 can reach. Okay, I'll show you. 3 can reach to 3 can reach to the 4. Enable ping 192.168.4.2. Yeah, reaching, right? 4.1 reaching. So like that also you can create a zone based policy. Clear? So here today we completed both the things: zone complementation, zone configuration, IPv, RIP, and GUI and CLI. Tomorrow we'll configure that IP OSPF, and day after tomorrow we'll discuss about the netting. Okay. So by this week, most of the configuration will do. Okay. So be available.